and then we'll get to the first net. Hopefully it'll have fish in it.
It better. This is a fish sandwich. A fishery sandwich.
Pull up and let Danny grab the net, and then we'll untie it since we're going to pull it in today. This is a 250-foot net. It's got various sizes, different inch bar mesh. We start out 1 inch, and then it goes out to 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. So, and we alternate whether we put the small mesh toward the bank or the big mesh toward the bank. So really we're wanting to get kind of a snapshot of the population.
It's interesting to see how your nets are graduated into different sizes to catch those different size fish.
Right, and that's kind of the idea. These are called experimental nets, so they have varying mesh sizes as you go out, and typically the larger mesh sizes catch the larger fish.
Why are you taking these fish out to take a look at them today?
The value of this is, and we do this every year in the fall, early winter, and it's just to survey the population, and we get a lot of information from this netting. We also look at the body condition of them to see how healthy they are. We get a size distribution of the population, an age distribution of the population. One of the problems we've had in recent years is the growth has slowed down with the dam work, and lower water levels kind of hurt the water quality, so they've been stressed in the late summer.
Now, when you talk about stress rate and obviously the fluctuation of the lake, we couldn't help it. It had to be worked on, but it didn't do the fish a whole lot of good.
Stress leads to a variety of problems. First thing we notice is the body condition of the fish deteriorates. You get a lot of skinny fish, and then they're more susceptible to disease, more susceptible to parasites. And so, you know, the last, say in 2010, we had a fish kill that was due to low oxygen and cool water. So the habitat that the stripers like kind of got squeezed, and so they either had to get in a lot warmer water than they would like, or they had to, or if they stayed in the cool water, they ran out of oxygen. So it was kind of a catch-22. And under those conditions, they became very stressed, and some of them died. And now we think we're over that hump, and it's going to be better, but we like to check the growth rate on the fish each year to see if we need to change anything. This is probably what we call a young year fish. It's a fish that was stocked this spring at about 2 inches long, and it's probably 10 inches now. So they really grow fast, and you can see it's, you know, it looks really good. It's sleek. It's pretty hefty fish for its size. So this would be a 2013 year class fish. Now this one is probably a year older. It's probably a stocked fish in 2012, and it's probably 16 inches long or so. So from the first year to the second year, you should see about this much difference. And then you've probably got a 2011 year class fish.
That's amazing how fast they can grow. Obviously there's a lot of food here.
Right. Under ideal conditions, you know, they can grow very fast.
For those who don't know, stripers aren't obviously not from here.
We've stocked them since I think the late 60s, early 70s. Normally we stock around 350,000, about 2 inches long. In spring we put 500,000 in this year of stripers and walleye, and that was kind of in anticipation of the lake level coming up, the water quality being better. We kind of wanted to jumpstart the fishery.
These fish are known for their ability to fight, and they'll almost rip a rod out of your hands. If you've never tried it, it's something that you really need to get down here.
Right.
And
striper fishing is exciting fishing. You know, I love smallmouth fishing, but stripers and smallmouth, I mean, as far as pulling ability, it's not trouble. You don't have any trouble telling if you've got a bite, you know, when a striper hits. Well, I think we did get a little bit of video footage of him actually working. Which is
unusual. We don't say it very often. Actually, he's a very hard worker.
Yeah, he is. We have standardized netting locations, so we do the same time of year, same net locations each year, which is really valuable for looking at trend data. We have 5 nets out here, have 5 nets in another part of the lake, and we'll run those usually 2 days, and, you know, catch 150 to 200 fish, something like that. That'll be enough to see the size distribution, size range. And we like to, you know, let people know that they are our nets, and we are doing it for scientific reasons to evaluate the population.
Is there any reason to see any gill net out here besides yours?
No, only gill nets out here should be ours. We always let law enforcement know when we're going to have nets out.
As the last time we talked, it was obviously about the lake and the changing conditions for the better.
Right.
Now we're even past that point now. What are we looking at now?
Right, if everything goes as planned, we'll have a full lake this coming year. That should help on the water quality. We shouldn't have that the squeezed oxygen conditions in late summer. We expect the striped bass will continue to grow well. I think like I say, we're kind of past the critical time now, and so things should look better from here on out.
What would you say about the health and the well-being of that fish? What length is it, and how old do you think that fish is, ballpark?
Okay, generally this fish is in pretty good body condition. The last couple of years we've seen them a lot skinnier that were this long. So this looks pretty good. It's probably a 25 or 6 inch fish, maybe 24, 25. It's probably a 4-year-old fish, 4.5, 5. Used to, before the lake was drawn down, we could get them up to 24 inches in 3 years. The last few years, it's taken at least a year longer than that, so we're kind of transitioning from that. So this is probably a 4, maybe a 5-year-old fish.
Now, I heard a lot of folks that were having a lot of fun down here this year on catching them on top in the jumps.
Right, from what I understand, jump fishing's been good, and really as far as numbers of stripers goes, we've got plenty of stripers. They're a little bit on the small side, but part of that's because they've grown poorly in the last couple of years because of the water quality issues. We think now that the water quality is going to be better with the full lake, that growth will increase and we'll start to see even bigger fish in the future.
Predictions 5, 10 years from now.
But I do think we'll see an increase in the size of the fish. Right now we've got a big year class that's 24, 25 inches long. Hopefully we can push that on out to the 30, 32, 33 inch fish. It's looking better. And the body condition of the fish look better. So I think we're going to be in pretty good shape from here on out.